There's nothing that says Saturday morning like frozen waffles. Talk to the kids in the back of the car at 7 a.m. because it's 2 days before we leave for a road trip, and we already have 5,291 things to do, which is a little tidbit apparently Mr. Cade forgot when he decided to slow down and have a conversation with our neighbor's cows. Hey, they're beautiful people. First on today's agenda was to drop off the dogs for boarding so that they'll be safe and taken care of while we are on spring break. Apparently Clifford and Lucy did not think that they'd be safe and taken care of, because for a second there I was fighting for my life to get them out of the car. And once the two of them got out of the car and realized where they were, Clifford walked in as though he owned the place, feeling like the man as he walked through, excited to see his friends that take care of him while his family's out of town. That went well. From there I had some things I had to return to the mall, since my husband's children were so famished because their mother served them measly Eggo waffles for breakfast. I figured we may as well get an early lunch while we were there. The first stop was to the restroom to get everybody's hands washed. Mr. Cade ordered everyone's food. We came out to find Nathaniel trying to compete to win $100 by hanging on this pole like a trapeze artist. And being as though he's a trained gymnast, he always comes close. Anyway, child, so I started handing the little boys their lunch. Chicken tenders and Polynesian sauce all around. Meanwhile, Mr. Cade got himself and me Korean corn dogs. And even though I wasn't eating the Lord's chicken, I wanted to try Chick-fil-A's new pineapple dragon fruit lemonade. And after trying it, I only have one question for Chick-fil-A. So Chick-fil-A, come to the front of the class. I just want to know, child, do you have any more sugar in your kitchen? Because it seems as though you put it all in this cup. This tastes like a sour cup of sugar. Don't serve that to anybody else. I'm just playing, child. When I get back, I'm gonna buy a gallon. Anyway, child. So while little Miss Double Dip and I finished our lunch, the rest of the children asked if they could go get on the carousel, which was not a problem at all. And by the rest of the children, I mean all except Zachary Prince. And when we asked him why he didn't want to join the others, he said, and I quote, "Because I will never get that minute of my life back." End quote. Ooh, child. We left there and headed on to the barbershop so we can get these boys some haircuts. Haircuts that were desperately needed before heading out of town for spring break. And as desperately as they needed haircuts, and Jacob started melting because he was sleepy, I almost said, forget it, I'll cut their hairs myself. Totally kidding. I would never do such a thing. My children would be ashamed to walk out the door if I cut their heads. As ashamed as Mr. Cage should have been for going to sleep in the barbershop. Anyway, child, back to Zachary Prince. You know, the kid who said he didn't want to ride the carousel because he'd never get that minute of his life back? That kid may look like his father, but I can assure you he is just like his mother, in that he does not do anything just because the crowd is doing it. Most things that he does with a purpose. He listens intently, and he does not speak unless he has something to say. That's my Zachary, a 58-year-old, 8-year-old. Speaking of Zachary, it was his idea to head over and get house-made popsicles because we were at the barbershop for so long. And so we did, because in case you didn't know, my family loves popsicles. And while they got popsicles, I got coffee, a tall cup of joe to get me through the rest of my day. Sat outside the establishment with what seemed like the rest of Birmingham to enjoy our popsicles and coffee before heading on over to finish up some shopping for our trip. This time, child, we headed on over to the $1.25 Century. I have a love-hate relationship with this place, along with places like Five Below, but we'll save that conversation for another day when you have a little time to spare. For some reason, Zachary Prince thought he would bring this ball into the store. Child, if you don't put that ball back in that car, let's go in the store and see what unnecessary stuff the store tells us to buy. Since it's been a while since we've had a road trip, I had to restock on some of our car essentials. And so I got several of these fabric bins to go under each of the children's seats, you know, to hold things like their car blanket, their entertainment, perhaps their personal snacks. Then I grabbed several of these 3-packs of mesh laundry bags. I like to use those as inexpensive packing cubes. Speaking of inexpensive, on the rare occasion that I'm in the $1.25 Century store, I always pick up some of these fun socks. I like when they get lost in my dryer. Anyway, child, so our total at the Dollar Tree came to about $220. Child, let me hurry up and get these children out of this store before I cancel this trip altogether. Because having a Dollar Tree receipt as long as a CVS receipt is absolutely crazy. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.